All right. Good morning, everyone. Happy Thursday to our all access stream. Sorry, I'm a few minutes behind schedule. We had first day
All
of school.
right. Good
Oh,
morning,
hold on a second.
everyone. Happy Thursday to our.
Turn my volume down. All right, this is going to be fun. So, I need to put this link for our all access members. I have a new PDF based on today's topic. And so I need you guys to grab this. We're talking about the flat nine today and kind of really the joy of using the flat nine. And we have 12 points here. And also, I'm working on an etude for you guys. We're going to talk about it. All of these concepts that we do in today's lesson, we're going to go back to the key of C for just a minute. And I want to make sure that we understand the concepts. And really, this flat nine thing is going to change everything. Like, we do this kind of thing where we go. Even that, da 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 da. You hear this from the generic lick where people do that right there. That's flat nine sound. And that's kind of the sound we're searching for. I'm going to show you how we're doing that. Yeah, so I actually have the etude figured out of what we're going to do. The etude is kind of stringing together several different concepts from this morning. All right, so as we talk about this flat nine and even the etude, I'll go through the etude step by step. The first part of this C Jazz Blues etude is this idea of using triads. And before I dig in fully, I need to say hey to everybody, is what we do here at iMusicAcademy. I want to give a special shout out to Bill. Another thing, Bill asked the question of, can I do a video or some training on our blues scales and all keys with both hands? And I actually got up this morning and did that, Bill, so stay tuned for that. I will make it available in the just as a private link inside the YouTube or the Google Drive, so no problem there. But yeah, knowing your blues scales and all keys, we can do that, no problem. Vicky, good to see you. Dad, good to see you this morning. Awesome. Rick, good to see you. Awesome. Rick is always either at the gym or on the piano, which I love. We have Vicky, let's see, Rick, Bill, awesome. Doug, good to see you, Doug, member of the YouTube channel. So our all access members know this, but we're actually doing a YouTube membership drive as well. So all you have to do is click join. We have our newest member, which I'm hoping he shows up. I hope that Memphis shows up. He signed up yesterday, and a lot of you guys who are even my all access members, you guys have subscribed to the YouTube channel. And what I mean by subscribe is you join it, even at the lowest tier, which is like a cup of coffee a month. This thing is loaded with tons and tons of material, and you can have all the material in the world, but you need somebody also to help you with that. But I think just the community makes it worth it to me. So anyway, hit join, be the next member. Let us celebrate you if you're out there watching you. And don't just do it. Wait till you watch the training and see what we do here. So I want anybody that joins really want to get better at piano and really want to be a part of a fun community. All right, so good to see you, Vance. Vance is always hanging out on my late night streams. Richard, good to see you again. All right, so guys, let's dig in to this now that we've said hello to everybody, and you guys do such a good job of saying hello to each other. Let me pull this screen up. We're going to turn on and do some real-time playing. So the first thing that we're going to do is I'm looking at this PDF really quickly, and it says The Joy of Jazz Piano. This is in the All Access folder for this week. So you guys know who are my All Access members. All that means, just so anybody's like, what in the world is an All Access? They basically invest in it would be like one private lesson a month with me, but you get everything. You get all the courses, access to every all the membership sites, all the private lessons, all everything. You get to also tell me what you want to work on, just like Bill was doing. Hey, can you do all the blues scales and all keys? So if you're interested in learning about that, I would love to talk to you about that. All I ask is that they invest in one lesson a month with me, and you get everything. And so it's a very affordable way of like really digging in. But also, as we go through this joy of flat 9, this is a game changer. So it says, welcome to iMusicAcademy guide on using the flat 9 to bring color and clarity into your jazz playing. These ideas are designed to help build confidence and expand your harmonic vocabulary. So you guys know that we've been working on this. This is not something I'm just saying, let's do this today. But I showed you that if you have these generic ideas like 1, 6, 2, and 5, and you get on the flat 9. So this is the third up to the flat 9 of A, and then you have the other part, the third and the flat 9 of G. So you have, and I'm all about learn the generic licks because you get your ear training going. Doesn't matter the key, right? You want to be learning this stuff in all keys, and then you can make it your own and do other things. But let's talk about this flat 9. So the number 1 point is adding tension and color. The flat 9 gives dissonance that resolves well. It gives your colors more of an advanced sound, and that's true. Even instead of this, from a generic standpoint, we can go, so we went down that time, we go third, flat 9. And remember, what in the world is a flat 9 anyway? If I take a C7 chord and I go C, E, G, B flat, or 1, 3, 5, flat 7 of the C scale, and I add extensions on top, that's the 9th. It's not the 2 anymore from the C major scale. So I think of C major as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I go 1, 3, 5 of the C major scale, flat 7, and now that D is a 9 because I'm stacking notes on top. And to flat the 9, all it means is you go down a half step. Right? And now you have a flat 9, which gives some beautiful tension and color and voice leading. Okay, the second tip is voice leading. So the flat 9 helps lead smoothly into the root of other tones. So I could go like this. I could go, just like I just did, I could go, if I was playing a C blues and I go, like a half step approach, or from the bottom you could do that. But this idea, the flat 9 sets up some really nice voice leading, just like I did here when I went. See, you hear the nice voice leading, right? And when I say voice leading, I'm saying chromatic notes and things to help us get to the chord tones that we're searching for. Okay, now let's actually turn on some track and actually make some music. And I'm turning on a C blues. Let me know if the track is too loud or just right. I could turn it up just a little bit from me. Just let me check this. Let's see. So I'm going to let my track guys tell me if it's too loud or not. All right, now, as we really dig into this, I want you to hear some things. Okay, so we have this. What's high? Oh, you said hue. Okay. All right, watch this. So triad. At first, as we go through this etude, let me stop this for a second. I'm going to tell you, make sure I explain how this works. As I go through this etude, it's full of flat 9s, but also I wanted to make sure that I show you a lot of different topics today. One is just triads. We talk about this all the time, that you go C major, and we know that we can do our enclosures. You're going to hear a lot of enclosures today. And I'm surrounding like the third. But even this, when I go, that's just C with a little Ray Charles at the beginning. So we go, ba, ba, ba. All right, this is the etude I'm showing you guys. And notice that I did this. I did triad, and I did the third of F. But notice even turning the triad around is really nice. We go chromatic, right? And that's the triad again. And now I'm going to go. Now, what am I doing there? That's Cruella de Vil right there. That gives it a little lift. So now we have Now, I snuck in the first flat 9. Let me do it again. Here's the triad. The lesson right there on the triad is that often, I mean, we could do a whole improvisation of just doing triads, and let me demonstrate that before we sneak in that first flat 9. We have triad, C, F triad, back to C. Now here's the F again. Diminished. A triad. D minor. There's my flat 9. I had to sneak it in. Let's do that again. Two and three. All right, let me stop that. We're going to spend a little more time on the triads because isn't it amazing how nice those, it says sealing a printed type document music. Seeing a printed type, yes. You're not seeing the etude. You're exactly right because I've done the etude, I just haven't written it out. That's what I'm going to do as soon as we get done. But what we're doing now is I came up with several different versions of the etude. And we're doing this together, so you guys are going to help me decide which one we are actually writing out. And these are your 12 tips that are referring to the dominant chord, which already is in your folder. But do you guys hear how nice it is that even sliding, getting to that third, and I'm still thinking triads. All we're doing is triads right now. But when we get to that first flat 9, I did this. I went... Let me try that again. Minor third, G minor. And then I did it, snuck it in right here. And I got to the third of F. Right? So, ba-da-da-da-da-da. And now I'm on C, and I sneak that in, and now I'm half step. Right? So we have this. Ba-ba-ba, da-ba-da-ba. Cruella de Vil. And right there I went to try it again. Ba, 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 then diminished. And now I could go, what did I do? Oh. Well, before I get you to the next part, which you're going to absolutely love, isn't that so nice, Rick? So far we have the triad. Chromatic triad. Cruella de Vil, minor third to major third. Now here we go. Minor third of G minor. Doesn't that give it some amazing, there's a chord tone of C, and then that flat 9 gives us this beautiful thing, and then we lead down to another third. And then I did try it again. Triad, diminished triad, and for now I'll just stick with triads, but I have some really cool, amazing things coming. All right, here we go. And we're still talking about the written out PDF with all the tips, but right now I just want to think triads for a minute. So we have F triad back to C. I could just stay on there now. F sharp, C. Chromatic A triad, D minor. Let's do that again. Triads. How about enclosure? Diminish. D minor. C triad. Here we go again. Triad. F sharp diminish. C. Again. Triad. F. right, let me stop it again. So I'm getting ahead of the etude here. Let me check on you guys and see how everybody's doing. All right, Rick says, nice accidental, making it interesting. Yeah, Rick, I think that's sort of one of the thoughts of the day. Like, isn't it so nice, just from the standpoint of triads for a second? You got your Ray Charles thing. I can go here. I can go but-up, 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 but-up. So approaching each thing from a half step, I can go. And all I was doing there was adding a few little blues notes there. Okay, so let's go through this etude again. We had this bum, 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 da, 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 bum. Okay, again. Now, right here, we're going to do Cruella de Vil. Okay, Cruella de Vil. And just as a fun Cruella de Vil idea, we've been doing this idea. You need something bluesy. You go 2, 1, 2, 3, and what's happening? There's your tension, there's your third, there's your fifth, sixth, and flat 7. What a great sound that is. Ba-doo-da-da-da. I could do it here. And then I'm going back to triad stuff right there, and I could do it here. Flat 9. All right, let's keep going down the etude. First part is triads. Bump, bump, bump. Chromatic F. Now, right here, we actually had options. I could have gone blues scale. Where we go? Right? That's another thing I can do with the blues scale. I can go chromatically down to the minor third of G minor, and then the flat 9. Do you guys like that better, or you like doing the Cruella de Vil, which kind of keeps it all here? We can go right here. Okay, let me know if you like number 1 would be the blues scale. Number 2 is the Cruella de Vil, so we go. Which one? That's number 2, Rick. Which one? Number 1 or number 2? I like the sound on 1. Ooh, oh, the second one. Yeah, my monitor is darker right now for some reason, so I'm not even going to go in and fix the brightness because I don't want to mess up my stream. All right, so yeah. So, Vance, I can tell you why you like the second one, because it's not moving around musically. We probably wouldn't sing that blues scale going down, but we would sing this. We go, yeah, that's right. That's why I changed it. Originally, I was thinking blues scale, but then I said, well, if you're thinking and not just playing and having your fingers do all the work, if you go, bum, 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 da, 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 bum. We can sing that, right? And then we go, do, do, da, 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 da. All right, so we're going to go with number 2. Here's the etude so far. Right here, Cruella de Vil. Now we had this. And I'm doing 4, 3, 2, 1, 2. I'm going to write this out as soon as we get done with this lesson. Now watch this. Triad. And then this idea of, right, we have the diminished chord. Let's talk about this for a second. By the end of this lesson, and we're going to go, it's 8:41. I'm going till 9 o'clock because I started late. I hope that's okay. But watch this. This is a great trick. I have 2 tricks that are going to blow your mind. The first one we've already been talking about. Whatever dominant chord you're working on. Yes, you could play a G7 and go straight up G7. G, B, D, F. 1, 3, 5. flat 7 of whatever major scale, in this case G, in 1, 3, 5, flat 7. Now, what I'm going to do is, your trick is go up a half step, and you can play a diminished chord to get that flat sound, flat 9 sound. It's just 4 notes: A flat, B, D, and your flat 7. And so your F, right? You have this idea, and you hear people do this all the time, and it works on certain places of the blues better than others, right? I could do that for days. You hear this kind of sound all the time. You can go up with it. Same 4 notes over and over. I could go like this. You can actually do other things where you change the scale just a little bit by going with notes of the diminished scale. Forget about all that for now. What I want you to know is this idea of 4 notes. So above whatever dominant chord we're working on, so like a G7, I can go up a half step and play these 4 notes: A flat, B, D, and F, which is our flat 9, 3, 5, and flat 7 of the G chord. Okay? Now that's so important because that automatically gives us that dominant sound we're working on, that flat 9 sound. So on A7, I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to go up a half step and play a diminished chord. There it is right there, A7, flat 9. Now this is important for me to show you this because in the C blues, on that A chord, watch what happens. Da 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 ba da ba. There it is right there. All right, do you see that? That comes right out of that A diminished scale. It's so fancy. All it is that diminished chord. Okay, ba ba da da, and that wants to go ba da da da. Da, 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 da. Okay, so this idea of that generic idea is getting you those flat 9s, but so is this flat 9 of A. All right, now the etude is coming together really nicely, and you're going to absolutely love what comes up next. Let's go ahead and go through the PDF a little bit more. And since I got the okay, did I get the okay from you guys that we're going till 9? We're starting to wrap up at 9, and then at 9:05 we will we'll say goodbye, and then I will go right out the etude. Okay, now let's go back to the PDF. Now my quick thing, we have 13 people watching. I'm looking for the next person to say hello in the chat. Every single person in the chat right now, almost every person, is a member of one of the academies, or you're a member of the YouTube channel. If you see a star by somebody's name, they're a member of our newly created YouTube channel. And we have a lot of people who don't have a star because they're all access members, which is like the ultimate thing that somebody could do. And I'm very thankful for every single person in every academy and for my subscribers as well. But our newest thing that we're doing, I'm doing this YouTube member drive, it's a great entry-level way of getting involved in iMusicAcademy. It's literally the price of a cup of coffee. All you have to do is hit join. Yesterday we had our first member in a while join, Memphis. And so it's a great way. I have whole courses in there. I have all kinds of, and there's a whole private YouTube playlist of members only. It's really awesome. And I think you'll be really happy. So I'm looking forward to for the next person who's going to sign up. And we always celebrate you. So make sure that as soon as you pop in, it'll show me that you're a member, and then we'll be able to say hello to you and get you all the cool stuff that is inside the membership area. All right, now let's look at this PDF for my all access members, and that is, let me go to the window here. So we talked about voice leading, enhancing dominant chords, chord scale relationships, creating chromatic movement, just like this right here when I go, I could go here to the flat 9, I could go chromatic, and now I'm at the minor third. Okay, so let's just keep going on that. And then it says, we have a historical context. Many jazz players rely on the flat 9 for their style. I do it all the time. It helps your ear training as well. Like when we do stuff like this, or even when we hear, you hear this sound, which is an altered sound. This is a generic sound you hear all the time where people go, and you hear this right here. Right, that's your altered scale right there, which is a lot like the diminished scale, but has a few extra things. Okay, so that right there is the altered note, which we'll talk about in just a minute. But let's see. Okay, so you know the trick of the dominant chord. I'm going to give you guys another one in just a second. I tell you what, let's go ahead and do it. So here's the trick. The phrase, give the fifth a lift. This is really for Vance. I have one person that is gonna expand or expound or whatever you say on this, and that would be Vance. Vance is going to take these words and make them into something. But give the fifth a lift. I'm thinking this. Instead of just the flat 9 sound of going up a half step, if you give, that's the root of A flat, the third, the fifth. If you give the fifth a lift, you get this. Oh, Vance, listen to this chord right here. Now, that's our altered sound and our altered scale. So when I do this right here, this generic lick, right, comes from that sound right there. And notice that then I give my fifth, A flat, D, instead of this, which gives you diminished. It's a little bit of an advanced concept for just a second, but I'm going somewhere with it, so hang in there. Now I have that flat 13 or sharp 5, but how beautiful is that sound? And the reason I'm telling you that is notice there's a triad in there. A flat minor triad. Right? So you have, or even a dominant context, we go, dominant. Whoa, right there is the price of admission. That's your cup of coffee right there. I got to check on you guys for that one. Guys, do you hear what just happened right there? I was doing this idea of the flat 9. We went, that's our flat 9. Now watch this, to the fifth. I put that A flat, right? And I can even put that F in there, which is the flat 9 or the flat 13. Actually, it's not. It's the flat 7. As you relate it to G, but this. That's our altered scale, right? But how cool is that? And then I can go. So I'm doing my blues, and I go. Isn't that amazing, that sound right there? So give your diminished chord, which sounds amazing, right? That sounds amazing. Just 4 notes, A flat, B, D, and F. But give your fifth a lift, and now you have altered. How amazing is that right there? But think of it even as the A flat minor triad. And all I did is this kind of sound. There's your flat 9 of A and your flat 13. And so I'm using chromaticism as well from here to here, voiceling, and I go, okay, now, that's just a fun fact. Give your fifth a lift, and I'm going to let Vance run with that. Okay, the next thing that we're going to do is continue the etude because it's going to get really fun here. We do this. That's not it. Let me think of what I did. I did something. Okay, so the first part we have. And then we have this. Cruella de Vil. Now triad. Diminished. Now we have this. Let's talk about really quick what's happening. This is another thing. This is worth the price of admission right here, guys. You do this idea. Remember when I showed you guys this? It's like Sonny Stitt. One of the first things I learned on saxophone that made me really think, I really sound like I know what I'm doing on this one idea. Is this. I'm taking this idea of C7, I'm turning it around. It's called pivoting. 3rd, 5th, flat 7. And then I went to the 9th. Just like we did this, we worked on the 9th. Right, we go. And now what I'm going to do is go to the flat 7 chromatically, and then right here, notice what I'm doing. This is crazy right here. We go root. Here's my diminished chord right there. But I'm going to go up here. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da. Now I'm going to go D. And I'm going to go, here's what I think I did for the etude. Let's see, let me think, because we might have to add that now. We're going to go. And then we'll go generic, sort of, but we go. Change it, and we go. Be-da-dum. Because I want to repeat it again. I can't do both at the same time. Oh, I'm sorry. That's it. Ba-da-ba-da. There's your altered sound. And then we go. I want it really melodic. We're going to go. Maybe we'll do that. That way it starts over. All right, let's try to put it together. What do you guys think? Is it starting to come together? Now, this part where we go, like we're on purpose not taking any breaks, because this is where I call the chord scale relationship. I want your fingers moving, and I want you to think about this as connecting the dots. Like we do this all the time where we're like here, and we play a little bit and then let time go by, because that's what it's all about. But it's also about getting those fingers moving and getting some chord scales. What I mean by that is you have your chords and your scales and putting the relationship together. Sometimes we want those fingers moving, where we get different ideas together and get used to playing a little bit of a longer line. That's one thing that I want to get us working on as well. And so when I write out these etudes, it's meant to be an etude. Think about it as practicing this over and over. Now, I probably should do a little bit slower of a backing track, but let's just do what we have. And we're going to get triad first. Cruella de Vil. Triad. All right, let me stop this for a second. What do you guys think? Do we need to change it? What do y'all think? Not a lot of rest. Yeah, we could. That's why I was saying it's busy at the end, and that's the etude part of it. So we can. The idea ultimately is to not do all of that, and then you pick out the ones you where you want to have your space. So it's a battle of what should I write out? Should I write out an easier, more spacious? What do y'all think, Rick? Because we can definitely simplify it. I was thinking that toward the back half to make it to where you're thinking it truly like an etude. Yeah, so we can go really simple with it. Let's talk about it. What do you guys think? You wouldn't change it. It's nice. Well, which one? Because I simplified the mess out of it just then. Let's do it one more time. Yeah, Vance said that's it. I have no idea what that is, Vance. It's 9 o'clock. I have to be wrapping it up in 5 minutes. What do you guys think of? Let me play it again as it was written out, or sorry, as it was written out in my head, and see if it's too. The idea is for it to be busy as an etude, but then for you to simplify it with all of the things that we've been doing lately. Like we've been doing this lately, right? We go 2 and 3 and 4. just being silly. The simple version. The simple version. I don't know what the simple version was. So we've been doing the simple version all week with these simple ideas right here, right? And simple triads and blues licks, and that is the truth. It's the playing a little bit and letting a little time go by. I'm gonna play the busy version one more time and see if it should work as an etude or if I just need to go simple. And I'm being very serious when I say don't agree with me because I'm shoving a lot in on the back end because it's several different ideas and it doesn't have to be. So we have this. That's not it. Let me get to where I can see. It's coming up in just a second. So bum 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 da dum 2 and 3 4 and 1 2. We're gonna go. Cruella de Vil. Triad here. Here's where it gets busy. And 3 and 4 and. All right, what did y'all think? Not what I was just doing there, but when I first did this part, it's longer. How about if you... That's pretty funny. Love the bass combined with piano. Very good. What do y'all think? Oh, let me check to see. Are people liking this video? I always curious to see. All right, we have 6 people that have liked it out of 10. That's kind of bad. Yes, that's it. Yeah, Vance, the problem is I don't know what that means when you say that's it. It's always delayed, you know? All right, here, I'm going to give you guys some encouraging words as we wrap this up. You have all these tools we've been working on lately, like this idea of this triad thing. I would practice that, and Rick and everybody listening. Notice that I played this whole first part of the lesson with triads, and I'm using half steps. And you're building confidence by outlining the changes. Just everybody put a C in the chat for changes. I want you to be able to use your chromaticism and things to help get to that. I can do chromatic scales, whatever. And you do want to play simple things. But when I do this, when I go, we're adding that flat 9 sound in, and we're also doing our enclosures. Okay, so I'm going to do one more improvisation, and I just want you to hear the simplicity of all of this. The etude, you can even forget about the idea of the etude, but this idea of triad. A little enclosure. Now watch me enclose the third of F. And back to C. The third of A. Fifth. Altered. Now I'm going to use blues scale because I want to. I go A blues scale. Again. Right? I don't need to be busy. Now I'm going to go down from the root to the flat 7. Ah! Right? It could be very simple. I like that. I went down to flat 7. Ah, there's my third. Diminished. Diminished. I can't even get over there. F triad, C triad. All right, let me stop this and say goodbye to you and talk about some cool things coming up. All right, hold on a sec. All right, very good. So lots of C's in the chat. Hey, how cool is it to simply outline the changes? And when I go on certain beats, I know it's going to sound good because I'm getting those chord tones like this. When I go bum, 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 chord tone, third of F. Even here, flat third of C, right? Even when I'm here and I'm doing this silliness right here, and I go flat 7 of F, F sharp diminished, it's in the chord. There's our tension of the blues scale. Here, flat 5 of the A7 scale. There's my altered sound that we just did. Yeah. Yeah, you think you followed that. Very good. So keep working on your chord tones. And that flat 9, if you don't get anything else today, get this idea of here. And I'm thinking about Hugh right now. Hugh, get this idea right here where you go. And I'm doing down to the third and the flat 9 sound. All right, so I'm gonna play us out with playing the etude. I'm gonna write out the busy version, and I'll tell you why I'm gonna do it. So just then, I was playing very simple things like blues scale, right? Right? I was just doing simple things like this A blues scale. We know will take us through the entire blues. And then when it got to the D minor, I went a little more busy. I did the part of the idea, or sorry, even on the A7, I went. Right, did the flat 9, and then I did D minor, which is right from the scale, and there's my flat 9, and then I did that, and the flat 13 again. So I was super sparse, but then maybe at the end, I wanted to make, I'm playing my solo out, and I want to get more busy on the last part. But the reason I'm going to leave it in there is because you can just extract any of those ideas from the PDF and play them or not play them. So here, we're here, A blues scale, and I could go here, flat 9, there it is. maybe you recognize what I did a few courses ago is I just mixed and matched different things. And that's what I want for you guys. You're going to take this PDF and mix and match whatever you want to. You're going to want to put that little flat 9 in there, and then when it comes to the D minor, you can do whatever you want. All right, guys, let me say my goodbyes for now. And what a cool class. You guys are making it so fun. What I'm going to do really quickly is I'm going to look to see if anybody else has signed up by hitting YouTube Studio. And I do make this promise to you. If somebody joined just for a cup of coffee, and you join the lowest entry at iMusicAcademy, $5.99 for the whole month, you get courses and all kinds of crazy stuff, all these private lessons, whatever, and you feel like your $5.99 was not worth it, I would send you $5.99. My thing, I would give you your money back, basically. But what I'm telling you is you're going to find a really cool community, and that's the lowest entry level just to get going and get started. And let me just look to see if anybody has signed up. It's okay if anybody hasn't, by the way. The last person to sign up was yesterday, and Memphis did that, so really awesome. And then we do have a really cool thing coming to iMusicAcademy. I really haven't talked a lot about. Yeah, Memphis was the last person he joined yesterday, so nobody has taken me up on that. But my hope is that somebody will. And let's end the stream by telling you one cool thing. Yeah. Awesome. What's up, Dave P? Dave P, you can't be coming in at the end of the stream. He's one of our famous All Access members. Dave P. Everybody say hey to Dave P real quick. If you have to run right now, then go do that, but you got to say hey to Dave P. Dave is the famous Dave's leaving on a Dave's leaving on a plane, so much faster than the train. They tried to tell him it's the same, but it's so much slower on the train. I tried my best to explain, Dave's leaving on a plane. Hold up. Even the lowest of the low gets some stuff. Hey, everybody say hey once again to Memphis. Memphis is our newest member as of yesterday. All right, bye, Hugh. Good to see you. I know Memphis is just one day into it, but Dave Memphis, get them both in at the same time. Yeah, Memphis I bet already can tell you of how crazy the inside of the membership is. And literally, that's for a cup of coffee, and I'm waiting for the next person to do it. I'm not begging. I'm just telling you to do it. You're gonna enjoy it. Awesome, Dave P. So Dave's Leaving on a Plane is in the membership area as well. And but yeah, Dave's famous from that. That's a pentatonic. Man, what a great song, Dave's Leaving on a Plane. And I have that written for trio and for solo piano. Dave, if you don't know the backstory, Dave was on the tarmac about to go on a golfing trip, and he took the time to, on the tarmac, get in for the lesson. So awesome. All right. Yep. Yells to be heard from all the way down. Now, Memphis, I would say that being in the cellar is a compliment. All right, here we go. Dave's leaving on a plane. Pentatonic. It's so much faster than the train. They tried to tell Dave it's the same, but it's so much faster on the plane. I tried my best to explain. Dave's leaving on a plane. All pentatonic, but great. Dave's leaving on a plane. It's so much faster than on the train. I get the lyrics right. Tried to tell him it's the same, but it's so much slower on the train. I tried my best to explain. Yes, I did. Dave's leaving on a plane. Let's do one more. Here we go. Dave's leaving on a plane. It's so much faster than the train. All right, awesome. See you guys. Hey, I'll see you tomorrow for Chord Academy. I feel like this is exit music. See our group for Chord Academy tomorrow. We're doing jazz tomorrow. I'm excited about that, chord voicings and things like that. So shout outs to the only two people I didn't give a shout out to, and that is to Memphis. Good to see you on the stream today. And then all the way from the cellar, according to you, Memphis, which is a compliment. And then Dave P, somewhere on the golf course probably, or in an airplane. Good to see you, Dave. Good to see you, Doug. And of course, good to see you, Vance. Hope you guys have a fantastic day. Can't wait to get to the next member, whoever the next member is going to join for a cup of coffee, our YouTube channel, and you're going to find a bunch of treasures in there. All right, guys, have a great day. I'll see you in the next one. Dun 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 da 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 da.